Welcome to Civil Engineering for Learners. By Dr. K. Aravinthan. Waste Management. Comparative assessment of waste generation in developing and developed countries. Countries in the East Asia and Pacific and the Europe and Central Asia regions account for 43% of the world's waste by magnitude. The Middle East and North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa regions produce the least amount of waste, together accounting for 15% of the world's waste. East Asia and the Pacific generates the most in absolute terms, an estimated 468 million tons in 2016, and the Middle East and North Africa region generates the least, at 129 million tons. Currently, the East Asia and Pacific region is generating most of the world's waste, at 23%, and the Middle East and North Africa region is producing the least in absolute terms, at 6%. Waste is growing the fastest in Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and the Middle East and North Africa regions, where, by 2050, total waste generated is expected to approximately triple, double, and double, respectively. The world generates 0.74 kilograms of waste per capita per day, yet national waste generation rates fluctuate widely from 0.11 to 4.54 kilograms per capita per day. Waste generation volumes are generally correlated with income levels and urbanization rates. An estimated 2.01 billion tons of municipal solid waste were generated in 2016, and this number is expected to grow to 3.40 billion tons by 2050. They only account for 16% of the world's population, and high-income countries generate 34%, or 683 million tons, of the world's waste. Low-income countries account for 9% of the world's population but generate only about 5% of global waste, or 93 million tons. The three countries in the North American region, Bermuda, Canada, and the United States, produce the highest average amount of waste per capita, at 2.21 kilograms per day. All three countries are high-income nations. The three regions with a high proportion of low- and middle-income nations generate the lowest amount of waste per capita. Sub-Saharan Africa averages 0.46 kilograms per day. South Asia 0.52 kilogram per day, and East Asia and Pacific 0.56 kilogram per day. Overall, the estimated global average for 2016 is 0.74 kilograms of waste per capita per day, and the total generation of solid waste is about 2.01 billion tons. Comparative assessment of waste composition in developing and developed countries. Waste composition is generally determined through a standard waste audit, in which samples of garbage are taken from generators or final disposal sites, sorted into predefined categories, and weighed. At an international level, the largest waste category is food and green waste, making up 44% of global waste. Dry recyclables, plastic, paper and cardboard, metal, and glass amount to another 38% of waste. The percentage of organic matter in waste decreases as income levels rise. Consumed goods in higher-income countries include more materials such as paper and plastic than they do in lower-income countries. The granularity of data for waste composition, such as detailed accounts of rubber and wood waste, also increases by income level. Food and green waste comprise more than 50% of waste in low- and middle-income countries. In high-income countries, because of larger amounts of packaging waste and other non-organic waste, the fraction of organics is about 32%. Recyclables make up a substantial fraction of waste streams, ranging from 16% of paper, cardboard, plastic, metal, and glass in low-income countries to about 50% in high-income countries. As countries rise in income level, the number of recyclables in the waste stream increases, with paper increasing most significantly. More than one-third of waste in high-income countries is recovered through recycling and composting. High- and upper-middle-income countries typically provide universal waste collection. Low-income countries tend to collect about 48% of waste in cities, but outside of urban areas waste collection coverage is about 26%. In middle-income countries, rural waste collection coverage varies from 33% to 45%. Globally, about 37% of waste is disposed of in some type of landfill, 33% is openly dumped, 19% undergoes materials recovery through recycling and composting, and 11% is treated through modern incineration. Lower-income countries generally rely on open dumping. 93% of waste is dumped in low-income countries and only 2% in high-income countries. Upper-middle-income countries practice the highest percentage of landfilling, at 54%. This rate decreases in high-income countries to 39%, where 35% of waste is diverted to recycling and composting and 22% to incineration. Municipal solid waste is one of several waste streams that countries and cities manage. Other common waste streams include industrial waste, agricultural waste, construction and demolition waste, hazardous waste, medical waste, electronic waste, or e-waste. Some waste streams, such as industrial waste, are generated in much higher quantities than municipal solid waste. For the countries with available industrial waste generation data, the trend shows that globally, industrial waste generation is almost 18 times greater than municipal solid waste. The generation of industrial waste rises significantly as the income level increases. Thank you. Happy learning. See you again.